We care too much about too many things, and you don't have enough care for the things that actually move the needle. With all the opportunities that exist today, why haven't you reached your next level of income, life, and wealth? In most cases, we've been lied to. We've been told that if you find the right opportunity and you work hard, you can be successful. And that's simply not true. Millionaires, billionaires, and successful people have realized you need the foundation for wealth, the habits. And that's exactly what you'll be learning on the Millionaire Success Habits podcast. All success starts here. What if your next level of life, your full potential, that thing that you crave, or even if you have a glimpse of a better version of you, what if that's being held back because you care about too many things? Hey, it's Dean Graziosi. Welcome to the Millionaire Success Habits podcast, where we go upstream and we solve the problems that are stopping you from the end result you desire. And today, I want to talk again, and I say this all the time, about getting bigger problems. We care too much about too many things, and you don't have enough care for the things that actually move the needle. If you're driving down the street and someone cuts you off and you want to flip them off or yell at them, you don't have big enough problems. If your food comes out and the waiter's a little off that day and rude to you, or you wanted medium rare and it's medium and you lose your mind, you don't have big enough problems. If a friend goes to the movies and doesn't ask you, if you think someone disrespected you because they didn't say hi in the right way because they're driving down your street, if all of those things are bugging you, you don't have big enough problems. But take it up another notch. If you're worried about gossip, if you're worried about what other people have to say about you, if you're worrying that you don't have the support that you should have, and you do things for other people but they don't do it back, or you do so much for other people and they take advantage of you, if you think about that on a regular basis, you don't have big enough problems. Here's what I know. The most successful people I've ever met in my life, and I've been blessed to meet lots of millionaires and lots of billionaires and presidents and world leaders, all that great stuff. Not bragging, but I never hear them bickering or being petty about so many things. So just think about it as time. We only have 24 hours in a day, right? We also only have so many things to worry about. And we also only have a certain amount of time to solve problems in our lives. So what I realized at a young age is, if I'm going to solve problems, I want to solve big problems. I don't want to solve the problem on why the waitress isn't happy today, or why the person cut me off in traffic, or why someone doesn't like me or someone judges me. I don't want to solve that problem. I want to solve a problem that's got lots of zeros on the end, or I want to solve a problem to find lifelong love, or solve the problem of being a really solid parent that my kids can look up to and be proud of, and I can help them become better adults someday. I want to solve big ass problems. So if you're delusioned to think, once the money comes in, once the success happens, once the perfect relationship's there, once I lose the weight, problems will go away. They never, ever, ever go away. They, in fact, get bigger. So you might as well strengthen your muscle. And instead of saying, I want to avoid problems or I want them to go away, how about you change and say, bring it on. I want problems. I want that next level, because if I'm solving bigger problems, I get bigger results. Listen, if you're watching or listening to the Millionaire Success Habits podcast, you're craving another level. And if you want discounts and you want to help us spread this word, make sure you go to subscribetodean.com. Take a moment right now. Go to subscribetodean.com right now. Follow me, and we'll send you discounts. We'll send you the opportunity to see videos when they first come out. And also follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. These messages are gaining momentum every single week, and I feel blessed. And I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this to share things that I wish people would have shared with me. These are the things you don't learn in school. These are the things that sometimes your parents didn't know. They struggled their whole lives because they didn't have access. They worked hard, but they were missing out. There's friends of yours who think you're crazy because you listen to personal growth and personal development and want to make more money and have more success. That's okay. Let them think what they want, but you can know what you know, that you have more inside of you, that you are ready for another level. You know, I think back in my life when I was going through problems, when I had a collision shop and I wanted to get a tow truck, because if I got a tow truck, I could be on the roster for whenever there was an accident in town. They would call me and I could go get the the vehicle, the wrecked car, or if somebody was impounded, and maybe average $500 to $1,000 every time I do it. But I didn't really have the money to do it. I also knew that if I got a tow truck or a flatbed, I could go after a rental car company, Enterprise Rental Car. I had a little connection with them, and I wanted to get all Enterprise Rental Car. Every time somebody got in an accident with that rental car and within a 100-mile radius, I wanted it. Couldn't do that without a flatbed. Now, when I went to my dad, I owned 75% of the business. My dad owned 25% of my collision shop. It was Dean Collision Center. When I went to my dad, he said, absolutely not. You'll go broke. You can't afford it. He was looking at the cost of the flatbed, not the return on investment. Now, when I say that was a problem, and this is a simplistic problem, I'm just picking one of many, he didn't just say no. We got in a fight over it. And he told me to go fuck myself. And I'm sorry, that's the way my dad and I, I don't talk to him that way, but that's the way we had a little moment in time like that. And tell me, you want to be a big shot and we can't afford flatbeds. Who do you think you are? And we fought to where we weren't talking, and I didn't have the money, but I wasn't worried about the person cutting me off. I wasn't worried about people in my town talking about me because I was trying so hard. I wasn't worried about that shit. You know what I was worried about? How do I find the money? How do I close the deal? And how do I get a flatbed? And how do I do it and not have my dad lose his mind? It was a big problem at that time. But guess what? I went and did it behind my dad's back. I got a loan. I went to 3 different banks. I got a guy who believed in me. He gave me the loan. I got a loan. I went and bought the flatbed without telling my dad. I pulled in. My dad almost lost his mind. That's it. You're done. Your business is going to go out. You're going to go broke. And then a week later, he's like, well, maybe that wasn't a bad idea. And then 5 weeks later, we're on the roster getting calls 3-4 days a week, 3-4 new jobs coming in the door. Then it was a pretty damn good idea. Then I closed Enterprise Rental Car, and I got all the cars. I ended up getting 2 and 3. I had 3 tow trucks and flatbeds. We were doing hundreds of thousands of dollars extra every year because of that flatbed. Now, there was a million problems I could have solved. I could have worried about my dad's feelings so much that I didn't go behind his back. I could have worried about my employees, talking behind my back. I could have worried about a million things. But at that time, when I was in my early 20s, I picked a bigger problem, and the result was massive. The problems didn't go away. Then I had to work on being better, getting more sophisticated to deal with Enterprise Rent-A-Car because they were a big corporation, and I wasn't, there yet. So I had to create more problems. I had to learn new computer software to match with how they wanted their estimates. I had to have a bigger route. I had to hire people that would drive the tow truck going to New Jersey and New York and picking up all these wrecked cars. I had lots of bigger problems, but I'll take those bigger problems because it meant hundreds of thousands of dollars more in our pockets every single year. It meant the expansion of our company. It changed everything about what we do. Now, that's one simple little thing, but I look back and I have so many friends who I love dearly, and they still are worrying about the problems that are driving them crazy. They still worry about the person cutting them off in traffic. They still worry about the people talking behind their back. And they're still in the same place when I left that town that I grew up in, almost 20 years ago. I love those guys. I love those girls. They're amazing, but they're stuck because of one thing that I wanted to share with you today. Raise the standards of your problems. Find bigger things to solve. Forget the things. Stop worrying about so much. Stop caring about so much and care about the things that move the needle and watch the impact in your life. That's my message for today. Remember, we go upstream here at the Millionaire Success Habits podcast. I don't want to just give you the end result because if you don't have the foundation for wealth, success, abundance, it won't last. So we go upstream, solve those problems so you can live the life you desire. Because remember, all success starts right here. Listen, if you like the video, make sure you click subscribe right now so you never miss an episode. And while you're there, click the notification bell so you'll know when the next one goes live. You can always follow us on Instagram, and if you don't already have Millionaire Success Habits, you can grab it for free at deansfreebook.com. Remember, all success starts here.